allow the two children to have the budget.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary na he be number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní yẹn sọra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní yẹn sọra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní yẹn sọra jù.
Máyégún.
Today. Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun live. Brethren, thank you so much for joining me. Remember, after reading the caption of this broadcast, read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. And if you have done that already, thank you. So tonight, we are starting this chart with a call for help, at the same time a cry of a disappointment from a young man that embarked on a single or solo protest against the rot of hardship that has pervaded the land of Nigeria. Mr. Olushola Abioluwanishola Akimbo, aka Country Boy, started a solo kind of a protest from the 1st of December 2024, last month or last year. Depends on the one that works for you. But just last month here. And this young man traveled or trekked from Ibadan, Iwo Road, to Abuja in what he said was a solo protest to go and deliver a letter to thiefnubu in Abuja. According to him, thiefnubu's policies have made people poorer. People like himself, educated but unemployed, has been facing serious hardship, economic hardship inside this renewed shege of thiefnubu. And on behalf of other poor youth in Nigeria, he decided to trek for 15 days. And he kept record of his, travel from Iwo Road to Abuja, Iwo Road in Ibadan, to Abuja, the FCT. He had his own followers on social media, by the way. Like, he kept going on live, especially on Instagram as well as TikTok. But with his disappointment, he said when he got to Abuja, number one, his heroic, his heroic venture or adventure has received nearly no attention from the major media or news media in Nigeria. Not even the bloggers were interested in his heroic journey. And he has been in Abuja now for nearly a month. And according to him, not even ordinary councillor, a local government councillor in Abuja, welcomed him. Because what he did, what he believes he is doing, is to bring attention of thiefnubu's regime to the hardship faced by majority of Nigerians. But this seems like everyone is saying, now who sent them? Who sent you? First, he announced his planned trek from Ibadan to Abuja, trying to raise funds for this, adventure. People didn't really turn up. But he got few support on TikTok, I heard, but it's not really anything. This guy expected Nigerians to actually rally around him for this heroic adventure. But to his own surprise and shock, come be like say nobody send him. So from when he started to when he got to Abuja, I think the arrival in Abuja, or the reality since he arrived in Abuja, seemed to have dawned on him that Nigerians are just too preoccupied with their own personal problems inside this contraption than to care about anybody trekking. There is more, but let's use this first one.
Thank you. May God continue to replenish your pockets, and may God continue to bless you in all ramifications. You are blessing your family. You are blessing your family. Let's go, Nigeria. Let's go, Nigeria. The slippers don't do my leg, and it'll make this thing, the line, the line they somehow to my this thing. I don't come out for Elwara Monkey. I don't reach Ondo State. But in the next few minutes, I will reach Akure.
Good days to all my fellow Nigerians. My name is Akimbo Oluwanishola, popularly known as Mr. Nigeria. I'm the trekathon guy that I embarked on this journey on the 1st of December 2024. The purpose of this journey is to meet with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to discuss some relevant issue concerning what is happening in our dear nation. I just need all Nigerian support, regardless of what language you speak or what faith you profess. We all count for Nigeria. We are Nigerians, and indeed, Nigeria is in all. Please and please, your finishing support and undying love so far is much more appreciated. Let us unite. Let us use the opportunity to make this mission accomplish. God bless you all, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the giant of Africa, whose children are potentially created and excellently doing wonders from all over the world. Trust and believe. Explore Nigeria for more adventure of a lifetime. Nigeria is a place to be. Regardless of what we are passing through at the moment, Nigeria is born for greatness. But it is impossible to be great without difficulties. Thank you all, and God bless you.
I'm on Nigeria. Sàn àpòkùn díẹ̀ ká tó kò dẹ̀ bójú mu tó. Kí n fi ẹsẹ̀ láti di Ìbàdàn lọ sí Abuja since December 1st last year till date. Kó má sí common councillor of ward kó má lè attend sí mi pé you this guy, why did you trek from Ibadan to Abuja? It's unfair. Kò bójú mu tó rárá. Kò jẹ́ ṣe nǹkan tí èèyàn lè máa gbọ́ sétí. Bó mo ṣe wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni o tí ò bá sẹ́ni government official kan tó attend sí mi tó ti ẹ̀ béèrè pé wọ guy kí ló rí kí ni reason tó ṣe nǹkan báyìí, I will not rest. Màá tán màá di government ni o, màá dọ́mọ kú borí ọmọ ṣọ́ta ọmọ kan jágbọ́n sí gbòòrò gidi ń máa rìn from one place to another ni. Màá máa rìn kiri gbòòrò títí tí màá fi rìn kí gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi á fi gbẹ tí màá fi ṣánkú dànù. Mi ní lọlé o. Àyàfi tó ń bá attend sí mi lókun, I will not go back. Gbogbo àwọn tó advance pé kí n lọ lé ẹ̀ mi ní lọlé o. Mo ti di kan dẹ́gbọ́n sílùú Èkó mi ní lọlé mọ́.
Thank you.
What he actually said there, to those of you who don't understand Yoruba, is that, number one, when he first started, it was all looking probably like maybe he will get the attention from Nigerians. Like, please donate, because I'm doing this for all of us. Nigeria is a great country. I am Mr. Nigeria, popularly known as Mr. Nigeria. So Nigeria is a great country. And to be great, we have to face difficulty. So that was what he told himself. He convinced himself that at least some Nigerians will see reason with him. So he got to Ondo. Finally, he got to Abuja after 15 days. So when he got to Abuja, reality sort of down on him. He was telling himself that he was in Abuja to have a meeting with thiefnubu, so that he can have one-on-one meeting and discuss some critical issue. So after 2 weeks, he started complaining that he's been around and not a single government official welcomed him or even asked him that why did you have to trek from Ibadan to Abuja? What is the problem? He said nobody even cared. And that people are now advising him to go back home. Let's trek back to Ibadan. And he was like, no, he's not going to go anywhere. That they should keep ignoring him. Now he's going to be trekking everywhere until his blood dry, until he dies. He's not going back to Ibadan. I know some of you are laughing because to you, you are actually the real. Okay, I'm laughing too because you are laughing, right? Because I can imagine what some of you are thinking right now. That we really you. That's exactly what his point is. That Nigerians have become so unempathetic. Here you get, like sometimes trying to say you are doing something on behalf of Nigerians in this manner is like you are just setting yourself up. In this day and time of social media, there are some certain things that, Baba, if you still have your sanity, do not go on social media and say you want to fight for Nigeria or you are something like this. Because to people, it's easier. They're just like, you want to go and tell thiefnubu what? Like, what? You want to tell him that people are suffering? There's poverty and is that actually what you want to do? Or you are just looking for somebody to pick this up and possibly give you some money and tell you to go back, and that's it, you're going to, because you won't be the first person claiming to be trekking to Abuja. It got so much, like under Bukwari, that people didn't know that people are suffering from schizophrenia, they are suffering from mental disorder. But they thought they were doing patriotism and, trekking to go and meet people who are deliberately destroying the place. You want to go and meet them and say what? You want to tell them that people are suffering, or you just want to go and show to them that you are not mentally okay. What kind of protest is that in the first place? So Alaye realized, and he felt like he's convinced, right, that even if an ordinary councillor, they should send to come and see him. And except for that, he's more or less like on a, on a suicide mission, you say. So yesterday, right, he made another video. This time, it is actually to say what I just said now, that why are you Nigerians not supporting me? I'm trying to save or call the attention of government to what you are passing through, stuff like that, right? And that's the one that I got, and I had to go back. I remember when he started the journey, okay? Because to me, I'm like, Baba, I don't understand. Why would you trek from Ibadan to Abuja? Why not just wait for when thiefnubu is in Lagos? Then maybe trek from from Ibadan to Lagos. But they still won't let you see him. The first person that tried it was in 2015. Remember that guy? The guy that trekked from Kano or so. No, sorry, I think he trekked from Lagos. He's one Aboki guy like that. Trekked from Lagos to Abuja. Remember him? And that was the time that APC, Egbekebese fraud of change was very fresh. Do you remember then? It was fresh. So everybody still was like drinking the Kool-Aid of APC, Egbekebe. And Bukwari and Pastor Ruga, they met him at the APC Secretariat at Abuja, remember? Yeah, that was the only guy. And I think they gave the guy, was it 1 million naira or 1.5 million naira? And it was to celebrate the victory of Bukwari. But by the time Bukwari was done, many of them were already dead. Those who died in the hands of terrorists died. Those who died of hunger died. Those who died of poor healthcare, access to healthcare died. And Bokwari and his family and his acolyte, all of them, they became multi-billionaire. And Nigeria, poverty capital of the world. And we used to call on that guy and say, where is that guy again? I mean, something or whatever. What was that? You cannot, for any reason right now, publicly claim you are doing something to celebrate APC or you are doing something to support APC. And what you want to do is to trek. Who will cost you? I mean, it is the reality now. So when bro woke up yesterday to call our attention again to why are you all like this? Why do you not even like feel for me? Do you know what I suffered? And stuff like that. So he called on thiefnubu again. He invited me.
Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ẹ dákun ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ṣàánú mi. Láti bí last year ni mo ti ń rìn káàkiri láti December 1st ni mo ti fẹsẹ̀ rìn láti Ìbàdàn lọ sí Abuja. Pé mo tiẹ̀ ní nǹkan tí mo tiẹ̀ fẹ́ wí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ṣàánú mi, ẹ help mi. Ó ti sú mi, ẹ̀mí ti fẹ́ bọ́, ẹ ṣàánú mi. To all Nigerians in diaspora, home and abroad, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ help mi. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ help mi, kò síbi iwájú ò ṣe lọ mọ́ ẹ̀yìn ò ṣe padà sí. Ẹ ṣàánú mi. Kò ṣe pé mo kàn rìn fẹsẹ̀ rìn láti Ìbàdàn lọ sí Abuja homelessly and helplessly. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ṣàánú mi, kódà agenda tí mo sọ pé tí n bá tọrọ bá ti meet any government official. Agenda tí mo ní lọ́kàn, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ó wà lọ́wọ́ mi, ẹ ṣàánú mi. Ẹ̀yin bóyá Nàìjíríà ẹ má wò mí, home and abroad ẹ ràn mí lọ́wọ́. Kò sẹ́nìkan tó attend sí mi, wọn ò dá mi lóhùn. Agenda tí mo fẹ́ kà tí n bá tẹ̀lé any government official, òun ló wà lọ́wọ́ mi yìí. Why I trek from Ibadan to Abuja to see Mr. President. My plea to our lovely president. Sir, kindly listen to the voices of Nigerians, Mr. President, and all our esteemed leaders. I stand before you today to humble and honor to present this voice of millions of young Nigerians who are yearning for change. My trekking from Ibadan to Abuja was not just a physical trek, but a symbol of representation of struggles and aspiration of our generation. As I walk, I carry with the weight of our collective concerns, the burden of unemployment, the pain of poverty, the fear of insecurity, and the frustration of a system that seems to neglect our needs. But I also carry the hope and resilience that define our youth. Mr. President, we are not just leaders of tomorrow, we are the change makers of today. We are the ones who drive in innovation, entrepreneurship, and social change in our communities. Sir, we need more of your support and your listening ear. We urge you to address the pressing issue that affects our lives, from education to healthcare, infrastructure to economic improvement. We ask you to listen to our voices and our ideas and our concerns. We request that you work with us to create a Nigeria that is just, equitable, and prosperous for all. Specifically, Mr. President, we implore you to take immediate action to alleviate the suffering of our people. The cost of living in Nigeria has become unbearable. It's making it difficult. Unbearable. The price of food, fuel, and other essential commodities have skyrocketed, making it difficult for many Nigerians to avoid even the basic necessity of life. We beg you, Mr. President, to use your executive powers to bring down the prices of food and fuel. Let us start with these two essential commodities. If we can make them affordable, it will bring relief to millions of Nigerians and give us a sense of hope that things can get better. We are not just asking for the moon, Mr. President. We are asking for the basic necessity of life. We are asking for a chance to live with dignity. We are asking for a chance to build a better future for ourselves and our children. In conclusion, Mr. President, I want to leave you with a message of hope and challenge with the youth of Nigeria. We are not just the future, we are the present. We are the one who will shape the destiny of our nation. Let us work together to build a Nigeria that we can all be proud of. That is it. Kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lọ. kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lọ, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má wò mí ràn, ẹ ṣàánú fún mi ẹ̀yin ọmọ orílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Ilé ò ṣe lọ mọ́, wájú ò ṣe lọ mọ́, ẹ̀yìn ò ṣe padà sí.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Ah! Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. Oh. I am mumu na too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise.
Bro, you are actually funny. If by chance you get to see this video, okay, I'm not mocking you. You are just so funny. And you are so ignorant as well, okay? And ignorance is a pandemic in that contraption. However, there are those who are selectively ignorant. So, what do you mean? What do you mean by you can't go back to your house or to your home? If you need transport fare from Abuja back to Ibadan, do you understand? That is the easiest and simple thing anybody can do for you. Okay? But that you actually wrote something that you want to go and give to thiefnubu, is the height of tomfoolery. You understand? Like, I don't know how it is like to live in Nigeria, like physically, but I have an idea. Sure, you get. I also understand that more than 70% Nigerians are suffering from mental disorder. This is not me. This is the data released by the NBS in Nigeria. Nigerians, over 70% Nigerians are suffering from different kind of mental disorder. Okay, and it all kind of comes from the pressure, the depression, the stress, economically and others that people have been subjected to in that place. But there is also the pandemic of ignorance. Why would you actually like trek to Abuja to go and tell thiefnubu that you are suffering cost of? Everyone is saying it to him. He himself came out once, a while back. You remember when he said the cost of is high?
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Hey!
He kept saying it repeatedly that he knows that you are all going through hell. But there's nothing he can do about it. There is no other way. So why would you subject yourself to this kind of inhuman treatment, and then you are now calling on the Nigerians in diaspora, Nigerians to help you. Nigerians, please help me. I have an agenda. Baba, the least you can do right now is to go and pick a form. Yeah, pick up a form, which is going to be the youth conference. thiefnubu is organizing a youth summit where he expects some of you youth to come and gather in Abuja. They will pay you money. All right? You appear on TV and the rest of that, they will pay you some money, put you in a hotel, I think, to come and advise him on what he should do for you. Yeah, do you know that thiefnubu is organizing a youth summit, I've been a youth conference for the youth of Nigeria to come together and tell him what they want and how it can help them in the face of this hardship. So maybe you can have that. Or you trek to Abuja to go and say what everyone has been saying to thiefnubu from day one. The hardship you are facing or the economic ruin you are facing in that contraption today is deliberate. How can you not see it? Yes, they are paying people to tell you that you have to face hardship because they are doing a reform. They said an hard reform. And you're so lucky, man, by the way. You trek to Abuja. Maybe all those terrorists, maybe they actually felt like he's a madman or something like, you know. Because how did you do it? And to make the matter worse, I kind of feel like this guy is also an Agbadorian. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like that. If you probably you know, if you pay attention to the tone of that his agenda, that he said he has an agenda, it sounded more like an Agbadorian, somebody who expected, probably somebody who expected that a thiefnubu would be better off than Bokwari, you know. And then they are so disappointed that somehow felt like he could probably use the opportunity of the social media, get their attention and get some crumb for himself, possibly make a name. Now you have our attention. You have our attention, but we can't really help because what you went to do in Abuja also can't change anything. You just, I don't know, you just make a fool of yourself. So now that you are like sort of sad that nobody is paying attention to you, nobody is inviting you to those offices and take pictures with you. You even said you know, he was carrying two Nigerian flags. They don't even respect him. But there's a guy in Abuja called the flag boy. They shot at him when he was carrying the flag in Abuja. You know that flag boy in Abuja? Yeah. He's also a guy that has been protesting, a lone protester for a while now. Nigerian police, despite him holding flags, they shot at him, tear gassed him. They tear gassed him. They tear gassed him. Where's that handgun? It shouldn't be funny, right? I just remember when Asari said, it tear gassed him. It tear gassed him.
Tear gas him. They tear gas him. He fell. He fainted. He passed out. He passed out. 70 years old man. But when their people came, tear gas him.
Tear gas him. Tear gas him. He fainted. Asari. So, bro, if you need help, if you need transport fare, don't say you can't go back home, okay? Don't say that. Because the same thiefnubu that said they should employ 50 million youth, today, is either they are hiring those that will be the vuvuzela on social media, doing the CNG and then other promo on social media like PR, CNG PR, in place of unaffordable petroleum or PMS in Nigeria, right? Even thiefnubu, it's been 2 years now. He's yet to even kind of do what he himself suggested. Remember this one?
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn, and the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps. We create our food. I mean, that's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them by illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
Wow. It's been 20 months now to even eat agbado, cassava gariewa, or yam right now. Now rich people, you say, you be rich man, or you dey chop yam. A tuber of yam is about 5,000 naira. You get me? From 300 naira. A crate of egg, 24 eggs, right? In one crate. From 600 naira, it is now about 6,000 naira. You dey chop egg, you be rich man, no. Agbado, where you go see agbado? Even the agbadorians no see agbado chop. In thiefnubu's Nigeria right now, 20 months. And I still have 12, 48, 96 months. Now, how many months you have with thiefnubu? We have just used 20. You still have 76 months to go with thiefnubu. I'm gonna die. Everybody day. And you read your 2031. You know, I did say something about being poor in Nigeria as well. It is like an unwritten sin. In Nigeria, if you are poor, I don't want to say Tieti straight to, but it's pretty much like that. Being poor just means you are existing, you are not living. The poor will be used as sacrifice for the sins of the rich. 2 days ago, a wannabe musician who happened to be the son of a Lagos billionaire, there's a man called Okoya Thomas. Eleganza, you know Eleganza now? You know his wife, Shade, Fola Shade Okoya Thomas, that beautiful woman. So she had about 4 or 5 children. But one of them is a wannabe musician. So on social media, he's either showing his mom's wardrobe, showing her jewelries, her shoes, her bags, or is showing his daddy's stuff, dancing to his music called Bankalat. He released a music called Bankalat. So he said that they are all dancing with coolers, you know, thermocool cooler. Or, I don't know. This is his own lifestyle on social media. He is the son of a Lagos industrialist, a billionaire industrialist, Okoya. So in one video that became a viral video, I don't even know if it's viral, okay? But the video made it to the internet 2 days ago again. And it was pretty much like in what they call the abuse of Nigerian Naira, okay? So it was dancing to the bank a lot. I have removed that music from this video. So I just want to show you the video, okay? Dancing to the music with, you know, bales of cash, like that. But in that video, there was a police officer. Let me see if I have a still picture of it. I think I do. Here. Now, that's the boy. Those are the 2 boys. They are the sons of Okoya in Lagos. Now, you see this police officer is their own security man who kind of like, you know, assigned to them to be guiding them. Now, the one that is holding the bale of cash there, I don't know his name again, but is the one that is a wannabe musician. So he was there, like, you know, spraying the money. Somehow in that video, police officer that was supposed to be protecting them, I think, their private police officer, was holding the rest of the bale of cash, right? Let me show you the video so that this will make more sense, okay? I've removed the audio, by the way, like I said. Thank you, Jerry. It's not Okoya Thomas. No. But the Asha Okoya, okay? The one that is the one that is at the Elegance, I think. All right. So then what happened? Baba, people now started saying this was what is his name again? Bobrisky. That's what he did. Idris. He was accused, he was charged. In fact, he was jailed for abusing the Naira. Okay? So they started calling on the police to arrest the kids for defacing the Naira or abusing the Naira. What did the police do, Baba? And the policeman they arrested. The poor policeman. That guy. We don't even know his face. We can't even see his face. Right? So the policeman is now in detention for abusing Naira. No mention of the names of these kids. Although that has kind of thrown the internet into another uproar. What the heck is this? Say, who go arrest them? Who go arrest them? Who will kind of go on and arrest them? If you are poor in that contraption, the world is leading you by more than 4-0. If it was a football game, well, it's pretty much like a football game. Listen to the police on that.
There was a time a video went viral where they were saying the deputy commissioner of police was arrested or was sharing arms, giving arms to bandits in Kaduna, posted by a lecturer. And this young man, this Destiny Ekoro Tume, that has just been arrested now, did the video. You have just seen the video now. I started laying emphasis on this fake information, false information, fake news. Recirculated the content was inciting members of the public against the government, against the police, attacking police institution, which of course this particular incident occurred in 2019. And the unfortunate thing was that he made the video after the Nigerian police force has debunked the fake information. We debunked the fake information last year. We did it 2022, 2024, and we have done it again this year when the particular video was recirculated, just to discredit the police and jeopardize our security arrangement in this country. Because if the caliber of the man, a deputy commissioner of police, could descend so low and be giving arms to bandits, you know, is a very terrible case and very sensitive one indeed. Whereas this was a force. The falsehood was spread enough for reasons known to those who are doing it. But for this particular suspect, it's a deliberate act to discredit the police, to malign the police, to rubbish the Nigerian government and eat up the polity. So today we have here before us one Destiny Ehoru Tomien, 38-year-old from Unwo, local government in Edo State, who was arrested on 8th of January 2025 in Benin when the police officers who are investigating some of his atrocities could lay their hands on him. He has been involved in many spread of fake news, false information, inciting members of the public against the government, cyber stalking, and criminal defamation. The Nigeria police force has taken it upon itself and taken the bull by the horn in curbing the spread of fake news, disinformation, misinformation, falsehood, in eating up the polity, and of course discrediting the Nigerian government, Nigerian nation, and the Nigeria police force in general. This suspect has deliberately created his handles and social media pages to be intentionally creating content, videos, pictures to incite the general public against the government by sharing fake information. The police is not after those who criticize the government genuinely. The police and law enforcement agents are after those who are actually deliberately creating content and spreading fake information. As a journalist, as a blogger, if you have anything to write against the government, verify your facts. Get your facts or data accurate. Nobody is against that. But for you to engage in any deliberate acts, to create content, spread falsehood, just to target the government or its institutions, particularly
nuisance lele.
I don't know why. I kind of just don't really like the voice of that guy. Sometimes I have to sit down here, like just kind of like read through it, like just round it up, bloody jobby, you know. So let's use this instead. This is what the police put out. It said, the policeman captured in the recent viral video shared by the sons of the Lagos businessman Chief Okoya, where they were abusing the Naira, has been identified and detained for disciplinary action. The involvement of the policeman has been condemned as it's unethical. We will always strive to uphold the sanctity, credibility, and core values of the police. Thanks. This is the official statement on that video. You understand? This is the image of you know, the kids and then the policeman. These guys are walking free, okay? While the policeman is in detention. Other people are saying that maybe it is not even true. That there's a chance that there's no evidence that the police officer is being arrested. But it is ridiculous, isn't it? I don't know, like, you know, the policeman, if the policeman was to be a real policeman, he should ordinarily have stopped them. But it is Nigeria. Can he actually stop them? Anyway, my own advice is that even though, I mean, if you are in a system where the entire place is rigged against you, so it is easier said than done. So my own advice is that wherever you are, just try as much as possible not to be poor. How do you do that? You know, it's like somebody like me giving that advice from the position, you know, from a position of privilege. Do you understand what I mean? Like, because if you are poor in Nigeria, you are just existing new. You're just existing. You are not living. And the entire system is so rigged against you that if anything goes wrong, wherever you have found, if anything goes wrong around there, you will be the best suspect. And the same thing goes for these supposed policemen too. Poorly paid, poorly remunerated and all that. But guess what? They are also willing to, in the hands of the, you know, the elite. And then makes it difficult for you to actually really feel sorry for them, kind of, right? Let's go to something else. Okay. I saw a video of Devulumai, the same guy who told you that all the federal roads in Nigeria will become motorable, fixed by the 25th of December, before Christmas 2024. Well, that didn't happen. Okay. So when we were kind of like picking through their 2025 budget, remember that Devulumai is the minister that single-handedly, without any proper bidding and what have you, single-handedly awarded a 740 or 750 kilometer road called the Coastal Highway from Lagos to Calabar, single-handedly awarded it to thiefnubu's confidence company, high-tech, the Shaguri. Something that people were like, thiefnubu has a stake in high-tech. Sheyi thiefnubu is a member of the high-tech board, which means he's representing his father on the board of the high-tech. He is in business with Shaguri's son as well. So nobody bidded for the construction of this road. No consultation was made. You have kind of heard about the whole controversy surrounding the coastal road. It was supposed to be a 10-lane road, highway. That is a 5-year, 5-year. They demolished a multi-million dollars business, Hallmark, beachfront business in Lagos, because of this coastal road. A business that, at the last count, was paying over 10 billion naira in taxes to Lagos state government alone. A business that the owner told us publicly, verified, that they paid $17 million to acquire this and, this beachfront from the federal government of that contraption before this thiefnubu. A business that actually took a loan of over $30 million. We're now talking about in value, Hallmark business is valued at over $233 million. That's the business it demolished halfway for this coastal road. It became controversial. And today, the 10-lane road that Devulumai promised you has now been reduced to 6-lane, 3 here, 3 there. And then since September 2023, when they started, they are yet to actually do 20 kilometers out of 750 kilometer road. And it's actually they expected the road to be delivered to, I don't even know why I'm saying all of this, because, it's like me knowing the lies and helping them to repeat it enough. Or maybe repeating it is also going to help you to understand the lies better. This is what Devulumai said. Number one, there is no National Assembly approval for that. There is no budgetary approval for it. But they managed to pull 1.1 trillion naira. They awarded the road contract to Shaguri, which is the high-tech, without any competitive bidding for it. Okay? And they gave it to him for 15 trillion naira. And within the first 6 months, they increased the budget to 18 trillion naira. They've already paid Shaguri 1.1 trillion naira already. $12 billion road contracts. No bidding, no nothing. And all of this done and shielded in secrecy. Everyone that sued to seek for the what is that called? Freedom of FOI request on it, which is give us the details of this contract. They have been rebuffed. Devulumai has rejected the court ruling that says, release the details of this road contract. He kept it to his chest, and he said it is for the sake of national security. So in 2025 budget, another opportunity that could have presented is, give them a bit of a cover-up line, say, okay, we have now budgeted for this coastal road. There is not a single penny in that 2025 budget for any coastal road, by the way. I don't know. I just thought I should tell you that. Okay. But they expected the road to be delivered by 2020. I think it's 2029 or something. So it's been almost a year and a half now. By September 2025, it would have been 2 years that they have started the construction of this road, and they are actually yet to even get to the Ogun State border. 20 kilometers, they have not done 20 kilometers. And they are meant to build, to construct, that third mainland bridge in Lagos, that 11 kilometer or 11.8 kilometer third mainland bridge in Lagos. They are meant to build 18 of that on different islands, on the sea, on the water, leading to Calabar. 18 different bridges are supposed to be constructed. But they haven't even done 20 kilometers yet. They haven't reached the Ogun State border, or talk less of reaching Ondo, and then going on and on. They haven't. So I saw him with a contractor, as usual, with the media making it pretty much like he's an engineer Devulumayi. The typical media show off. We are doing something, we are working. Listen to this.
This work program, let us see what is done and what is left to be done. And a timetable, a fresh timetable on how to complete this job. And the timetable must not pass April 20th. Is that okay? I will prepare what... Yes. It cannot pass April 20th. Tell your chairman, tell your MD. And there must be a meeting, by 2 p.m. in my office. Is that okay? You call your boss to, also tell the Prime Secretary. 2 p.m. on Monday, you must come up with a program of work. And when you come, you collect your queries. Because I'm not going to pass through what I pass through. Anybody that's not prepared to work for government must leave. Must leave. The minister is coming to site. You have no drawing. You have nothing to show. Then what are you doing? What are you doing on site? What am I going to be looking at to assess the work that I've done? I think this attitude is going to change, and I will effect the change from 3 of you. Gentlemen of the press, we have a couple of projects on this site. From Setraco, we have the remaining section of East-West Road between Bayelsa and the Port Harcourt, River State. And before now they were very good, they were doing very well, but I think in the past 2 months they have not done well as far as completion of this project is concerned. And so I've directed them to come to a meeting on Tuesday with the Prime Secretary and the controller and the engineers on the job. There is also the 3 fair bridges which they have started to construct. I hope that they will come with a timetable on that, and we are going to strictly monitor work progress. Where there is funding challenges or release of funds, we will note it. But I'm going to deploy the mechanism of liquidated damages, and this is a penalty clause for contractors where there is adequate funding and the payments are not released and they are delaying projects. So we're going to deploy it. And we're going to get our ministry staff to work. I've seen a situation here where a minister is on site, the ministry staff, they don't have drawings, they don't have bill of quantities, they are not in charge of the project. And so how will the project move? How will the contractors work? And so I'm going to use the engineers on this job to set example. I'm going to direct the PAM secretary to give them query, and they will answer it, and we post other people on site. Where the ministry staff are not ready to supervise the jobs, we will use consultants to supervise the jobs. The jobs must be done. The passion we receive. But it's not the fault of the president, it's not the fault of the minister, but people must take the blames. And on the rock resort, there are 2 jobs being handled by them, the drainage work, and then this intervention on the floodplain. Yes, both contractors are doing very good quality work, both Rock Resort and Setraco. But Rock Resort has delayed this job terribly. I've directed that all his certificates for payment will be blocked, and I've directed that he should be issued 7 days notice. He will not get 1 kobo payment unless this first carriageway is fully completed. If it's not completed, I will terminate the job. So controller will issue query to him and refer to other queries will be issued on this job. I think enough of this game. Enough of the game. The drainage work is also part of their work. And if they are not doing it, we should get it terminated. This is very important. Now, at the last section where we examined, Setraco is being on politics. Now there is a section about 2 kilometers, according to them, where there is, between the, some culverts and the road pavement that is on concrete. And they had earlier on told me that it's not good to, do that section with asphalt. I say you're right, but the entire project belongs to you, including this one that they are doing. But we're only taking out 1.5 kilometers. I don't know who told Setraco about 3.7 kilometers. It's 1.5 kilometers and it is on this document. So the rest of the document or the road belongs to Setraco. So we've directed them, because it's on a floodplain, for them to use concrete to do that section. After all, part of their job up is also on concrete. So they have to use, and we're going to do repayment so that we will accommodate that sections, And clause 51 of the general condition of contract has made it very clear. The client can order for additional work or the scoping of the job, and the contractor must comply. So I'm directing that the contractor should comply and comply immediately. And so we are giving order that this job should be finished within the next, 3 weeks, so that after 28 days is completed, we can deploy, this traffic to this section. I'm very, very sad. Very sad. The people are suffering so badly, and contractors are all playing games.
Okay, sir, I want to find out from you. In reality, you are giving them 20th of April to make sure this section is
No. The end of April.
April, I mean.
For Rock Resort,
okay,
this carriageway must be completed, because he has the other carriageway doing similar work.
So, are you also putting in consideration the finance and all of that? Do you put all those into consideration before?
If I say I'm blocking Rock Resort payment, it means that I have payments to give them. I have sukuk to give them. So if they are not working, I'll block the payments until this carriageway is fully completed. The weather condition, this is the best weather to do the work. Which other weather are you looking for to do this work? Commuters suffered very terribly on this road, that even the president had to summon me on the road. So how can I watch and then see contractor messing me up? I can't entertain it.
Thank you.
Nuisance, Lele.
If you listen to all that, you would actually think he is a one serious public servant. All of that is called theatrical. Do you understand? Just let's pretend that we are doing something. The same way they do something doesn't need that too much talk to start with. But he needed to actually use the opportunity of say, for the past 1.5 years since I got appointed as a minister, who promised people that we are going to deliver the East-West Road. That's what they said. They said they would deliver East-West Road before Christmas. East-West Road is one of the most important roads in Nigeria. I'm talking about the road that link from the western part of Nigeria, straight to the heartland of the Niger Delta, passing through the eastern part of Nigeria. Very crucial, very busy. But it has been under construction since the time of Obankparo. That's when they have been constructing. And in fact, this one that is serving jail term in London right now, Ekwere Madu, right? Who happened to be one of the lifeline contractors of that same East-West road. It is always for political patronage. But you see this talkative, this empty head called Devil Umayi, who paraded himself as an engineer from Ebonyi State, a failure as a man, right? And somehow he always kind of presents himself like, the most intelligent human being from Ebonyi State, all right, who have so much imagination. When it comes to service delivery, then all you are going to get is that, all talks. You know? I don't know what went wrong between them, but somehow, one of the problems he's been facing is the fact that they replaced some of those who were who were the usual contractors on those roads, replaced them with their own choosing guys, re-awarded some of the contracts, rolled out money, but the job cannot be done. You get that now? Like, you came on board, you removed some guys, canceled their contracts, awarded it to some of your own preferred contractors, and since they are not delivering, you can begin to put up a show and say, I'm going to cancel your this, I'm going to terminate your that, I'm going to so that it will be like you are working, kind of. But last, all of that is just for show. You know? I saw a video earlier today, and it is a community school. What's the name of that school again? It said Community Primary School, Undobia, Igbeagu, in Ebonyi State. A state that Damofo actually ruled for 8 years. Is one of the poorest. In fact, it is the poorest state in the eastern part of Nigeria, Ebonyi. Take a look at this school and these children.
window.
For your information, that video was recorded 4 days ago. It's a community primary school in a community called Undobia, Igbeagu, in Ebonyi State. Oh, there is another one. This one too. It's also a community primary school. Hang on, what is the name of that one? Yeah, this one is called Echindu Primary School in Undobia, Igbeagu, the same one. Watch this. Like, they have messed the heads of Nigerians. They have messed their heads up so bad that an average Nigerian would tell you government cannot do everything. I'm like, what do you mean? Eh? You mean government can't make schools conducive for children that are going to be learning in those schools? Like, what do you mean government can't do everything? The job of government is to use your tax money or any other revenue like that to make life better for you, the citizens, but they have messed your brains, they have messed your heads up so bad that you will see the voluntary slaves of that contraption defend these guys. And that is why, if you see the houses they always build for themselves as retirement home, I'm talking about the former governors in Nigeria. When they were governors, they will be living in, this makeshift bungalow or a view. Then when they became, after they are governor, then they will build themselves mansion that is so massive. They call it country home. I don't think there's any governor that didn't build one. There's no governor that didn't build himself one in Nigeria. When you begin to look at them, at least you know Oshiomole and Iyamo, Gbenga Gbewiri Daniel, and then his GRA house in Ishagamu, right? Or Irokunle Omamoshi and his own mansion that he built in Abeokuta as well. They always want a place that, you will see recreational hall, you will see, guest houses, you will see the main building, you have a sports center. They will have this like hectares of land built for themselves with stolen money, of course, as their own retirement home. But when you go to the community schools, where children, the leaders of tomorrow, are meant to be actually trained, then you realize that una no get tomorrow. And yes, that's pretty much pronounced today. The tomorrow is pronounced today. But he's always there talking about being an engineer. He'd be like, this is the first educated person from Ebonyi State. He's kind of like always presenting himself like, I am an engineer. Do you know that I'm an engineer? When you do 600 by 500 and diameter is, all those. I'm like, what the heck, man? But when it is time for him to actually show working, so he's, they call him a guy that always use, projects for politics, because to them, they always present it as if to say they are doing you a big favor, like we are doing you a favor. By the time we finish this, finish our mock, we'll see. So you will vote for us so next time so that we can finish this job, okay? Hey, please, you must remember that we are doing this now. For us to finish the job, you must vote for us, okay? So what the heck, man? Just do the job, And at the end of the day, it is never going to be completed. And now that they demolished people's properties in Lagos and all that for a coastal road that is never going to be built, ever. I don't want to go into that again. So let's move to something else. So last night, there is a clip, El Rufaya is almost like a persona non grata in a state that he terrorized for 8 straight years. Unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, maybe, Ubasoni, the guy that he rigged in and foisted on the people of Kaduna as their governor, like a Fubara, ended up having to kind of like turn against him. It was on record that it was the same Ubasoni that facilitated the rejection of El Rufaya as a minister. Yeah, that's on record. And that's one of the reasons why they said they are not in talking terms or on talking terms, right? So yesterday, his own sellers found him in a place called, I think it's called Tafa Balewa Square or something, in Kaduna, the place he constructed when he was their governor, taking a stroll at night. You know, like if you are a politician, right, and you have governed a place for straight 8 years, you should have been like so familiarized with them enough that you don't need that much people protecting you from them, I think. I'm just saying anyway, but it is not out of place. So he was found in Kaduna yesterday and he was taking a walk. And then among those surrounding, it's one of the guys who make the recordings anyway to share with us that he's around. And currently he is also spearheading the part of northern Nigeria that is disagreeing with thiefnubu. Remember that somehow some Arewa believes that thiefnubu is on a mission to divide Nigeria and decimate the influence of northern Nigeria. Yeah, there are some Arewas that believes that. Not only that they believe that thiefnubu is out to make them poorer, which is not true. Okwari made them even poorer, by the way. But yeah, that thiefnubu is out to whittle down their influence and divide them, divide Nigeria. And that scares them a lot. Let me tell you that. Some of the actions of thiefnubu, some of them are giving them serious concern. Let me give you some instances. When thiefnubu and his gang decided to move the operational branch of the Central Bank of Nigeria down to Lagos, it actually really startled them a lot. Like, you know, then thiefnubu announced that he's creating a university for the people of Southern Kaduna. That too rattled them as well. I don't know if you are aware of that. Now, the aviation school or something like that, aviation school that is situated in Kaduna or thereabout. thiefnubu has now broken it into 6. Okay? So what that means is that all the expected courses that are being offered by that institution in the north are now being divided into 6 geopolitical zones now. So only one of them is now being offered in Kaduna also. And now they are opening 5 other branches across the 5 geopolitical zones. Another rumor that is also rattling them in the north right now is that thiefnubu is planning or is already working on returning some of the armories that were relocated back to northern Nigeria. Are you aware that there used to be the Nigerian military, Nigerian Defense Armory in southern part of Nigeria, especially in Lagos, Abeokuta, and Oyo? But when Boko Haram became your president, they moved them, all of them, to northern Nigeria. All of them. So now there is a rumor that thiefnubu is working on returning majority of them. This time around, not even like, do it the way it was done, where they put some in the north, some in the south. No, it's returning virtually almost all of them back to the south. And to them, thiefnubu is actually weakening them in the north, and it's up to something. I mean, until it is confirmed, we can put it as a rumor. And I know kind of some of you who believes that, thiefnubu is their karma. The mumu tickets that they thought will make them more dominant of others is now biting them, and it is their karma. But I don't know how to react to that anyway, but yeah. So they said, so far, the Arewa North, especially the Fulanese, right? The way they sort of restructured Nigeria to their own, in their own way. Somehow, it's like thiefnubu is doing that same restructuring. It's like undoing majority of the things that they believe that they are now permanently done without making noise about it. It's like somebody pinching you, right? And they are smiling like that. And you are the one who is like, yay, yay. And people are like, what is wrong with you now? Say, I don't know, he's pinching me. I say, pinching you, but look, it's not doing anything to you. Why are you reacting like this? And that's exactly how some of you have been looking at them since, right? If you look at the way they have been throwing tantrums since this issue of a tax bill started, it has gotten some of you on the side of thiefnubu, even though you have no idea that you are all going to be victims of it too, whether you are from the southern part of Nigeria or from the north. Like the noise that in northern Nigeria, the noise they are making, I sort of make some of you believe that maybe thiefnubu is doing something right, and you are happy with that. You are like, yes, as long as these northern people are crying, I am okay with it. thiefnubu must pass that tax law. That's exactly the way I see it, right? They are the ones screaming and crying, and people are like, why are they crying now? Why are you all screaming? What is wrong with these people? In fact, I support thiefnubu on this. I say, yeah, please support him. I say, I'm not doing anything. It's in your own interest. All these things that we are planning is for you. When you remove subsidy, he sent their people to them and told them that it is for their own interest. When you remove the education subsidy, it's like it's in your own interest. We'll give you student loan. I say, yeah, okay. When you remove the electricity subsidy as well, they say, well, it is in your own interest, so that we can have a stable electricity. They say, okay. But somehow they can feel than others, because now everybody they feel it more. But they can feel it more, and they are becoming so uncomfortable that they are telling themselves that thiefnubu is going to be OTP, one-term president. Honestly, they are saying it. I'm talking about those who are supposed to be the APC, those ones who are singing and dancing the mumu ticket, Muslim. Just a while back. Right now, it's like a bad market, buyer's remorse. You can call it buyer's remorse. So they said that thiefnubu is trying to decimate them. thiefnubu is trying to weaken them. I said, weaken you? What are you talking about? Like, what advantage has all of this? What advantage have you kind of like derived from all of this? There's no real direct benefit. It's just this sense of entitlement that makes them feel so powerful than others. I don't know. So, and there is going to be an extra 6 years. You know that they still have 6 more years to see what thiefnubu has in stock for them, So they invited Wale Idun to the National Assembly to come and defend, to come and defend their subsidy removal and how much they have saved, right? And then the Wale Idun was like, he couldn't defend it, right? However, to save face, he quickly made a request for a closed-door meeting. I can't say it publicly. Can I have a closed-door meeting, please, so that I can explain it to all of you? He said, no. Tell us how much have you saved, all right? Like, in figure. Don't pull number from the thing here. Like, don't just say any number. Give us something that we can verify, something we can check. So I'm going to ask for a closed-door meeting. That's exactly. He got it. Oh. They had to move to a closed door. And we never heard what they had to say after that. You know what I mean? So thiefnubu and his gang are already telling people that they are getting ready to implement the tax reform law, even though it hasn't been passed. Some of these northerners are saying that they are not going to vote for it. But thiefnubu is kind of like looking beyond them already. Like, we are looking beyond you passing it or not passing it, because to us it's already passed. We're just looking forward to implementing it. That's what is next. So that's part of what will make this year very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to it, though. And there is also a news that earlier today, UK government returned $52.8 or so million dollars. Like, they use dollars, okay? It should have been 52.8 million pounds, but they said this is the money that is sort of recovered from Diezani. You know Diezani? Alison Madikwe. Right, she's the former petroleum minister in Nigeria, and she's accused of stealing over $80 billion, which is not true. You can't even steal that much money from that contraption per se. Not like that. Anyway, but yeah, APC, Egbekebe pushed it. Okay? And there was a time they said that she returned $80 billion, which is also not true. But that was when propaganda was like on steroid in APC's Bukwari's regime. Okay? But that doesn't mean that they didn't actually have a lot of confiscated, seized properties that they believe are proceeds of corruption, like blocks of flats in Ikoyi, like jewelries, golden bra, and APC Yahweh gone. Anyway, here is someone speaking on that, or speaking to that, by the way.
I tried tonight to bring a very senior lawyer and someone who has prosecuted matters like this to give us an understanding of what this means. I have joining me tonight, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Wahab Shitu, who is live for us from our Lagos studio. It's good to have you tonight on the program, Mr. Shitu. I know you've prosecuted on behalf of the federal government for the EFCC on this kind of matter as a prosecutor, a lawyer who tried to dig down on issues of corruption in this nature. And this is a non-conviction based forfeiture, isn't it? What does this mean for Nigeria?
I think
we must commend the United States of America, the U.S. government, and we also must also salute the thiefnubu administration, particularly the efforts being made by the current Attorney General, Mr. Lateef, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, in ensuring that this happens. It's a major boost for the anti-corruption war being spearheaded by the EFCC and the ICPC. We now know that criminals who take advantage of our collective commonwealth can no longer hide. And what the significance of this is the effective use of asset forfeiture tool to combat corruption. The idea is that when you are seen involving or engaging in corrupt practices, you are deprived of the proceeds of the crime. The idea is to strip you naked so that the crime, the incentive for committing the crime in the first place is taken away. Because the reason why, criminals perpetrate crimes is to be able to have access to illicit assets and illicit wealth. So the idea of the asset recovery and the consequent repatriation of such, assets is that these criminals are prevented from having access to this loot. And in Nigeria, for instance, by virtue of being a signatory to the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, as well as the Commonwealth Expert Group, the 2005 agreement, Nigeria is on signing with the international community to be able to take advantage of recovery of assets that are unlawfully taken away from Nigeria. In this specific case, we can identify two types of asset forfeiture. The first one is criminal forfeiture. One, when a defendant is taken through the trial process and eventually convicted, the proceeds of the crime is forfeited to the government. That is criminal forfeiture. The other route of a forfeiture regime is the one that is described as non-conviction based forfeiture regime, in which case the defendant is never tried. The focus of the recovery is on the assets that is looted. So the defendant either maybe is dead or has taken flight or is unavailable, is not tried, but the state is interested in the recovery of the ill-gotten wealth arising from the crime through the mechanism of civil forfeiture. And this is what has played out here. It is not on record that the Ziani has been tried, but the asset has been recovered from him. And now what you see play out today in the formal signing by the Attorney General is an asset agreement between the U.S. and Nigeria. The U.S. has recovered these assets and they have agreed to also repatriate these assets back to Nigeria. And significantly, the way these assets are to be applied, the details of this, the application of these assets are contained in the agreement. One, to fund, through the World Bank, to fund the rural electrification project. This is going to be of beneficial impact to Nigeria.
Sorry, Jerry, I had to stop it there again, okay? Anyway, Sha, they said they're part of the arrangement they usually have with the countries where these repatriated funds, proceeds of corruption. The agreement they usually have with them is that they want to reinvest the money in infrastructure, electrification, sometimes education, healthcare, and stuff like that. They just kind of put that up so that when they release the money to them, it's going to go to America or UK, where we give you back the money. Okay, the money is going to go into like funding developmental projects, not to be relooted. And Nigeria is a place where returned loot are always relooted by the active criminals that you have in that place. See, when America, for example, finally says, okay, out of the $10 billion they looted from your country this year, we are giving you back $150 million from it. The remaining, what do you call it, 9.8 billion dollars will remain in the American system, operating there for years. Before they will now say, okay, you know what, we're going to return $500 million to you. That will be like after maybe 5, 6, 10 years. That's how they do it. Abacha's loot in America and all over the world have been returned in bits and bits. Under Bokwari alone, Switzerland or Britain or US, at least they returned over $4.5 billion of Abacha loot. Under Obasanjo, they returned $1.9 billion. Under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, they returned Abacha loot, they returned over $1.4 billion. But the person that actually received most of Abacha's loot that returned to Nigeria was Bokwari. He received over $4.5 billion in 8 years of Abacha loot. If we ask them, what did they use Abacha loot for? I mean, these are supposed to be public. Yeah? They're supposed to be public, but no. They've relooted them. That is how it works. And this Western country knows that as well. Most of the time, they even give it to them as like a charity money. You know, like, we're going to give you this, this financial aid to Nigeria. These are looted funds from Africa, looted by different thieves from Africa, especially Nigeria. So they are going to actually reloot it. So in one of those instances, right, where returned loot are returned to Nigeria, for example, James Ibori, as well as Alamesia, they had their own loot confiscated here in the UK. And it became a battle. I think it was about 200 million pounds or something like that of James Ibori's money that was supposed to be returned back to Nigeria under Bokwari. Then it became a battle that James Ibori stole the money from Delta State. He didn't steal it from Nigeria. So if James Ibori or any governor looted their states and by chance they are caught and the money is to be returned back to that place, shouldn't the money be returned back to the state they stole, the people they stole it from? Take a look at that of Yeye Bello as well. For example, Yeye Bello that looted 110 billion naira from Kogi State and then paid over $1 million in tuition fee for his own children that are yet to get to primary school, and he has already paid to the university level for them. Yeah, he's paid primary school, secondary school, university, all that paid to a school in advance. He paid 10, 15 years school fees in advance for his children. But that money has been recovered by the EFCC. The schools that he paid the money to, they returned the money to the EFCC. So the money belonged to Kogi State people. But you know what? If you now give the money back to them in Kogi State, is that not you giving the money back to Yeye Bello? The Olodo of Kogi, the one that, Yeye Bello's cousin, that is now the governor of Kogi State, the Olodo of Kogi. Now, Olodo has been shielding Yeye Bello, as you all know. So if I'm just using that as an example, like how messed up the entire thing is, okay? So they argue then that if any governor steals money, that money and the money is recovered, it should be given back to the state. But in a situation whereby some of these states are controlled by the stooges installed by these same criminal, corrupt governors, so it's not like returning the money back to the thieves. That's how messed up that place is. How messed up. Somebody can just steal so much billions. Like you have to steal billions. 200 billion, 300 billion. Why? Deny your people basic amenities. So that whenever you are caught, you can easily probably just hire some sandpaper lawyers who are always going to help use the lacunas in their law to shield you from prosecution or shield you from the punishment that you deserve. And you're only just going to use a fraction of the money, like a tiny bit of it. You know, anyway, so Diezani is, I mean, we've had some of the Diezani's associates, like Omokore. See, one of Diezani's associates called Omokore. The guy is so rich. He's a thief. He's a criminal, right? That is believed to have helped Diezani stash and launder over $1 billion. Diezani was the petroleum minister, right? When Goodluck Ebele was president, right? He didn't make himself minister of petroleum like others, right? He appointed a substantive minister of petroleum, Diezani, a woman that they believed she is being persecuted politically because she wasn't playing balls. This is the defense that she put up by the people she hired to kind of launder her own image. But evidently, this Omokore guy, Papa, the guy made so much money, right? That he bought himself this this luxurious, luxury apartment in New York. The American government seized over $200 million worth of, what they call the proceeds of corruption. Over $200 million was kind of like, not cash, like in properties. He had yacht, he had, he had stuff that sell more. And then he pleaded guilty. That's how they got all those things. He pleaded guilty and he did what they call the plea bargaining. I'll give up all of these things and I will avoid jail. And this was supposed to be his own share from helping Diezani to move money around that time. There are still people who believe that Diezani was being persecuted. What did she steal? You know, Nigerians love their thieves differently. Here you get. They will tell you that, hey, is she the only one? Is she the only one? What about the, Nigerians and their whataboutism? They are the victims of all this loot. They are the victims of all these stealings and corruption. Or somehow, right? You will always find them in their miserable existence defending these thieves with passion. And there is no amount of returned loot in that contraption that will ever be significant to what is being looted from that place. You remember when David Cameron said that Nigeria is fantastically corrupt, that the money they are stealing from Nigeria in a year, from all sides, in 1 year, Baba, if they should steal that in the UK, what they are stealing from Nigeria in a year, if they steal that in the UK in 5 years, not 1 year, in 5 years, he said UK, United Kingdom, will go bankrupt. I don't know how many of you will remember that. Cameron said that. That's what you are enduring, and that is what you are enabling in that contraption. If Nigeria was a China, like majority of those you are calling your role models today, leaders, they will be dead or awaiting the hangman's news, unfortunately. So no matter how much money they claim to return, for example, look at this $52 million. That's chicken change to what was actually stolen from that place. And then the generation of Nigerians that have been denied basic amenities because of this. It's unfortunate. So finally, by the way, I have this video from Tokunbo Wahab, that's Tokunbo Wale in Lagos. These are those who actually turned the bridge. I don't know what you call it. Should we call it a pedestrian? I don't think it's pedestrian bridge, right? They turned it into their mini shop. And I kind of like this because that seems to be the tradition, okay? Everywhere you turn to in Lagos is like this menace of, road markets or markets on the main road, kind of. They're not supposed to be market side work. It should be. Watch this.
ṣé wà ló ní wọn ló ní báyìí. Baba that's not anybody. Ìwọ́jú abẹ́kọ̀ nínú kára. Bàbá ti gbọ́dọ̀ sí kí ẹ̀kọ́ máa gbá bàtà. Fẹ́mi. Àkójútó wà lẹ́nu rẹ̀.
Mega shitty. I don't know. I thought they said there is a Lagos master plan. You remember they said that thiefnubu had what they call the Lagos master plan. Nobody has ever seen the Lagos master plan. Have you? Have you ever seen it? But whenever there is an election, they always talk about Lagos master plan, but there is no real plan in that place. It is like a jungle, a shithole. I call it mega shitty. Sometimes they have these shiny, these shiny projects for those who are like passing through Lagos. But if you go to the interiors and you'll be like, this can't be Lagos. Oh, it is Lagos, Baba. This is 2025. How can Lagos be? Baba, na Lagos you there. Welcome to Lagos. There is no plan of any of them changing. Yeah, they are taking rents, like, they are like rent taking or rent seeking mofos, but there's no real plan. There's nothing like, there's no real plan anywhere. You can't use 25 years of planning for a city and Lagos is still like that. I'm just saying, sometimes I am that, curious about where is that Lagos plan, Lagos master plan? They said thiefnubu drew Lagos master plan, right? And that is why the likes of Isaleko, Barack Obama, Ajangbadi, Albert Einstein, Fashola, is following it. Ambode following it. Governor Point and Kill, Adegator, Sonweku is following it. I said, following what? It's a master plan. I said, come and see red line, blue line, pink line, purple line. I said, shut up, man. It can't take you 25 years to have a plan if you have been in government. Like, they have had uninterrupted run as the people forming the government or running Lagos State for 25 years. There is a master plan, right? There shouldn't be all these jungles on this, this. Anyway, make I leave all of them with that. Today's Friday, so thank God it's Friday. Okay, let's go get some rest. I'm going to see you some other time. Okay, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I don't know. See, somehow I am kind of like in the mood of counting days until when I'm going to say hello, America. I don't know, because right now I feel like what I am missing in going to that contraption, I can make up for it. Going to the US, so I can't stop thinking about that. By the way. I don't know if it's actually making me or going to make me more lazier and lazier until that day comes and all that. But apart from that, I'm going to say thank you so much for spending your evening with me again. I am not taking calls tonight, maybe tomorrow. Okay. But listen, if you joined us midway or towards this end, right, you can always rewind this broadcast and watch it from the start again. Okay. And if you have been with me from the beginning, and you haven't really liked the broadcast, like it or share it, this will be your chance of doing that. Okay, so please like this broadcast, share it, right? Subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see you again. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
President bójó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ìmọ̀ yìí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ìmọ̀ yìí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.